Hello and welcome. Today we are going to do a basic walkthrough of setting up YNAB for your personal finances. If you're not familiar with YNAB, it stands for You Need a Budget. It's a powerful tool that allows you to take control of your personal finances with a minimum of time and effort. If you're not familiar with YNAB, there's a video in the description box called What the Heck is YNAB to just give you a quick overview. And what we'll be doing today is setting up a sample spending plan along with some sample monetary resources accounts as well. And let's get to it. To use YNAB, you can use the link in the description, or you can simply go to ynab.com. And when you do, it will look like this. And you need two things to start a YNAB free trial. You will need a device of some sort, either a telephone or a smartphone or a laptop or a tablet. And you will need a valid email address. So you would simply provide your email address here, create a password, and click start your free trial. And that's all there is to it. When you do that, it'll take you to a screen that looks somewhat like this. And the first thing you're going to want to do is fund your accounts. So you'll need the information for your bank accounts, or if you use cash, you'll need to know how much cash you have on hand. And you'll simply start by adding the account. Now, for this demonstration, we're going to have a checking account and a savings account. And clicking on add account, you have the choice of linking your account or not linking your account. And that refers to linking it to your financial institution. So there's three ways to enter information into YNAB. You may enter it manually. You may enter it by linking your accounts and having it automatically downloaded, or you can download it from your bank account to your device, and then you can upload it to YNAB without having to link the accounts. It's your choice. So we're going to set this up as an unlinked account, and it's going to be a checking account. So we're going to click on that. We're going to name it checking account. And if you have accounts at more than one institution, you'll want to name it in such a way that you'll know where it's located. And we're going to start this account out with a $1,500 balance. You know what? Let's make that 2,500 and hit next. And that's completed. We're going to add one more, also unlinked. This is going to be a savings account. And the balance on that is going to be 500. And we're all done with that for now. When you finish that, you'll look over here and it'll tell you all of your liquid assets of 3,000, and then it'll break it down into checking and savings. So once that's completed, you want to work on your spending plan. The way this spending plan, the way I've structured it, it's going to allow you to pay yourself first, account for your monthly expenses, your day-to-day expenses, manage any debt payments you may have, and also plan for payments that don't come due every month. Maybe they come due every quarter or every 6 months or maybe once a year. And those expenses can sometimes sneak up on you. So this allows you to make provision for them as you go along. And then when the payment comes due, you have some money set aside for it. So starting in generosity and savings, we'll take that 500 that's in the savings account and we'll just plug that into emergency funds. With a $3,000 resource allocation, we're going to choose to give 10% of that away to someone who needs it, and that'll be $300. For monthly expenses, we'll have $1,200 going to a rent or mortgage for housing. We'll have $200 going for electric. $50 for water. $75 for internet. $110 for cell phone. And that's going to get us down to our daily expenses of groceries, transportation, and then also clothing. So you'll want to make sure that every category so far, keeping a roof over your head, keeping the lights on, keeping gas in the car, keeping food in the fridge, keeping your cell phone activated, and ensuring you have internet access, then you want to make sure those are funded first. Kind of a skinny grocery budget, but we're going to put it at 300 and be very careful with our spending there. We're going to have 200 going to transportation. We've got $65 left to assign, and this is called zero-based budgeting, which means you're going to take the resources that are available, you're going to allocate them to specific jobs, and you're going to do that until you're at zero, so that every dollar is accounted for and has been given a job. Under this is debt payments, and that may include credit cards, an auto loan, a student loan. Obviously, it's optimum to not have those, but if you do have them, this will allow you a convenient place to track them and ensure that you are getting them paid off. If you want to add categories, you can do that easily. We're going to add a category of for lack of a better word, it's called oops money. If you've undercalculated or overspent somewhere, you have a little wiggle room there. Put that down at the bottom. And if we put the remaining $65 there, that will have a place for that money, and we can reallocate it as necessary. When you're making your bill payments and spending according to the plan, the feature that makes this the most helpful is that it's dynamic. You don't simply make the budget and then stick it in a drawer if you were doing it on paper. This allows you to combine what's called an envelope system along with your spending plan, so that in real time, you can tell what you're spending and where you're spending it. So for example, say now that we've got our spending plan in place, you went to the grocery store and the groceries came to $100. Once you enter that transaction, you'll enter it as a trip to the grocery store. It's going to go under the category within your spending plan as groceries. You can write what you got if you wish, and how much it was. And when you enter that, when you go back to the spending plan side and go down to groceries, you'll see that you spent that money, and it'll show you how much you have left. And then as you go along through the month, what you can do is before you make the purchase decision, you can see what's allocated and what's available to make that purchasing decision. So that's a very basic setup of YNAB. The goal for this type of platform, there's 3 steps that you'll need to complete to be in good shape with your finances. The first is gaining clarity. And this step is all about gaining clarity. When you fill in your numbers and your accounts, you'll know what resources you have available and what you owe. and make a plan for how your money is going to behave for the month. You're going to need to tell those dollars what they need to do. If this is diligently tracked, is very helpful. It puts you in control of your finances very quickly with a minimal amount of time and effort. So that's the basic setup. We'll be back next time with some additional information concerning how we're going to get those bills paid, how we're going to keep track of them during the month. So we're going to talk about calendarizing. That's it for today. I appreciate you joining me. Please let me know if this is helpful to you or if you have any questions, and I will see you next time.